When I get up to the map, I'll show you exactly where they come from. I'll kind of give you a heads up. South America, the Andes Mountains, and his little zone, his little region of the Andes Mountains, guys. It's cold year round. Where we live, this is still middle of February, but the first sign of spring's kind of coming. The days are getting longer already. I actually heard songbirds blasting, yet he stays warm. I've been to the Andes Mountains several times, and it's called, humans can go there because we can prep for it, we can invent winter jackets and put them on. This guy's built for that place naturally. Here's South America, by the way. The Andes Mountains start right at the very tip. And the Andes Mountains, guys, that hug the western coast of South America all the way to the bottom tip. And get this, they actually dip underneath the ocean. And this little blip right here in Antarctica, that's part of the Andes as well. So they go under the ocean, and they swell back up here. Chinchillas come from this zone right here. Chile, Argentina, it's cold year round. And it's almost like the Ice Age never left this area. And chinchillas are in a way sort of like leftover Ice Age animals. They go back that far.
Are they hunted a lot?
Yeah, you know what, guys? Their teacher brought up something interesting. You can't hunt them anymore, but they used to be very, very much hunted. It takes 200 dead chinchillas to make one coat. So you start crunching the numbers on that, guys. One chinchilla coat, you gotta kill 200. 2 coats, you gotta kill 400. 3 coats, 600. 5 coats is 1,000 chinchillas. Now they're an endangered species. They were hunted so heavily for centuries that their numbers just plummeted, and we stopped hunting them legally back in the 1920s. We're getting close to a century of no hunting, but by the time we stopped hunting them, their numbers were so low. They've been hunted for so many years before that they've never rebuilt. The chinchilla population is still really low. There's probably less than 10,000 of them in all the Andes Mountains, when there's supposed to be millions. So an endangered species. No more hunting now. They are fully protected. If you go to South America and in any way harm a chinchilla, it's a crime. You're off to jail.
It is enforced?
It is, well, it's hard to enforce, it probably doesn't happen.
To the best they can,
to the best that they can.
Okay.
It's not like there's like a cop on every mountain watching for ranger. It probably still happens to some extent, but they're actually easy to breed in captivity.
Okay.
This is one of those oddball creatures that there's almost none in the wild, but there's a lot being cared for by humans.
Okay.
So these days you can still go out and buy yourself a chinchilla fur coat, but it will be taken from chinchillas bred in captivity and raised for that purpose. It's odd. You can go to a pet shop and buy one. Now, they don't make good pets, in my opinion, but they are legal to own. You can actually own your own endangered species of chinchilla.
Are they sold in Michigan?
Yeah, you know what? You can walk into like a PetSmart.
Really?
Yeah. I don't recommend them as pets because they live over 20 years. They need a lot of room to bounce around. They like to be in a group with other chinchillas. We get calls pretty frequently from people who want to donate chinchillas to us. They buy them, they get them home, they realize that they're a lot of work. They're usually never as friendly and calm as ours. They're hyperactive and nippy, and then they realize that they made a bad decision, and then they want to give us their chinchilla.
Yeah.
And we almost never take them.
Oh, you don't?
Well, we don't take them because what if they're not healthy and they get our sick?
Right.
What if they don't get along with our chinchilla group?
Right.
What if they just don't want to be around people and they're hard for us to work with? So, I love them, and I always feel sad if I have to say no.
Right.
We actually did take 2 of them a couple of weeks ago. A family had some chinchillas. It was a father and a son. And the kids went off to college, the parents don't want them anymore, and the chinchillas were very healthy. They were really easygoing like ours, and we took them on. So we haven't really introduced them to our group yet. We're quarantining them, watching over them. Would you guys agree that this is the softest animal?
Yes!
I'm going to make you guys feel right now, if I or any other Science Alive biologist, if you ever find a softer mammal, I promise we'll bring it and show it to you. But I've been saying that now for so many years, we can't find anything softer. I think once we discovered chinchillas back in the 1600s, I think we found the softest that there is. Well, that's 1 down. You guys ready for number 2?
Yeah!
Next one, I'm going to let you hold it in your hands.
Okay guys, here's gonna be the next one. Subscribe to Mike MRT right there. There, subscribe. Subscribe to this guy. AJ, look at me. Look at me. AJ, I'm shouting you out. I'm shouting you out. Subscribe.
Wow, little girl. She is a true beauty. She is a, what is it? Well, how do you know that?
Because I can tell by the.
But how do you know that? How do you know? Where'd you ever hear about a Woma python?
There's a store called Pets that me and my dad get crickets for, and they have it.
Well, you want to know something? It is a snake. It is a very cool member of the python family, and it's called a Woma python. So very well done.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very well done. What I love about Woma, in fact, you mentioned herpetologist. I am a herpetologist. A herpetologist is a biologist that specializes in the study of reptiles and amphibians. So I am an alligator, crocodile, lizard, snake, turtle, frog, toad, salamander guy. And crocs and snakes are the two that I study, out of all those, that I study the most. And Woma pythons, they are one of my true favorite pythons. They're a very primitive python. They are only found in the dry lands of Australia, the outback. They're one of the only snakes that actually have tiger striping. You know, most snakes, if they have any striping at all, it's more like skunk stripes that go down their back. Womas, they've got these awesome, like we call those lateral stripes that go up and down. They don't grow giant. You know, this is, she's gonna get maybe a couple of feet bigger, but they're not like a supersized, gigantic sized python weighing hundreds of pounds. They're naturally really mellow and easygoing. It's even hard to get a wild one to bite you. They will act like they're gonna bite you if they're scared.